Right, so in this video I'm going to be talking about all things game related that we learned at the PlayStation 2013 PS4 press conference 2 days ago. And I did say in my previous video that I'm going to do separate videos about each topic just so I don't miss out on anything and that I talk a bit more in depth about each thing. So yeah, this one's going to be about all the games that we heard about that were going to be coming out for the PS4. So yeah, I'll crack straight on with it. So first thing I want to talk about is Killzone Shadowfall, and now this looked very, very good. Guerrilla Games came out on stage, and as soon as I saw that logo, I knew we were going to be getting a new Killzone game. And it looks very, very good. I was genuinely shocked at the in-game visuals for it. And one thing I also liked about it as well is if you've seen the gameplay, it transitions from a cutscene straight back into the gameplay, literally just faultlessly. There's no black screen, as they did say as well. You don't need to wait for anything anymore on the PlayStation 4. Literally, there's not going to be many loading screens. There's not going to be any download waiting times or anything. So the way it transitions straight from gameplay to cutscene and so forth is going to be really, really good, really immersive. There's going to be no reason for the gameplay to be interrupted, which is going to be really, really good for future games. I think this looked a really good Killzone. It was a bit different in atmosphere compared to the other Killzone games. It wasn't as dark and kind of gloomy and everything. It looked a bit more of a brighter, happy atmosphere, and then of course all-out warfare starts when the Helgen army drop down, and the gameplay looks really, really good. The gun combat is brilliant. All the AI and everything, it was really, really well done, and I definitely recommend you go check out that gameplay if you haven't seen it yet. Also, a new game that we haven't heard of in any series before is called Driveclub, and it looked like Gran Turismo 6 at first, but then it wasn't, and it looks like a very, very solid first-person driving game, and it was unlike anything I've seen before. It's different from Gran Turismo in the fact that you actually see kind of a driver now, and he gets in the car, he puts on his seatbelt, you see everything, and it looks very, very realistic. It's got really realistic cars, even down to the detail of the seats inside the car, and it was incredible. And I've never been too much of a driver racing game player, but that actually has intrigued me because of the visuals alone. I do want to check this game out when I see more about it. So yeah, I'm definitely going to keep an eye open for Driveclub. Now, probably my most excited game announcement of the night was a new Infamous game. Now, nobody had any idea what Sucker Punch were working on. There was no rumours or anything of a new Infamous. There was nothing leaked. This literally just came and shocked everyone. And it looks really, really good. And now the biggest change of it all is there's no sign of Cole McGrath. So it looks like they're kind of using the Infamous title and leading on to a new plot with a new character, which is a good idea, I think, because Infamous is successful enough for the story to continue. But if they kept using Cole McGrath, I think it might have got a bit stale quite quickly. So it's quite good to see that we're getting a new character, lead character. There was actually a few kind of characters in the trailer, so I'm not too sure that we play as to which character we play as. So I'm really, really excited to see more developments over that. Hopefully we get a lot more gameplay and everything of that at E3, because it looks like electricity powers isn't the only kind of power that you use in this Infamous game. It looks like these people have got new powers, and so yeah, I'm really, really excited to see the next developments in the Infamous series, because that looked great. Next up was a small kind of indie game called The Witness, and I can't really speak too much of it because I didn't really take in what it was all about. I know that it's just a puzzle strategy game really, and there's not too much about it. It'll probably be a downloadable title. Again, it looks intriguing if you're into that sort of stuff, but I will have to wait and see what happens with future developments. Square Enix came out and gave us a tech demo. As soon as Square Enix came out, I was hoping and praying for Kingdom Hearts 3 to be announced. But I was probably clutching at straws there. Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't going to be announced yet. There'll be a much bigger event for the announcement of Kingdom Hearts 3, in my opinion. But they didn't disappoint of what they showed in their tech demo. The visuals are looking outstanding. As you know, Square Enix have always been the top end of visuals. If you look at all the Final Fantasy games and everything, Speaking of Final Fantasy, they did tease that they are going to be announcing a new Final Fantasy game at E3. So if you're into Final Fantasy, that's exciting for you. I've never been into Final Fantasy myself. I'm not really an RPG player. I just don't really have the patience for it, I guess. I just literally want to go straight in and plough my way through a game, but kind of building up magic powers and attack powers and all that. I just don't have the patience for it. But again, I know how successful Final Fantasy is. And yeah, I'm intrigued to see what they do for the next Final Fantasy as well, because I want to see what the next gen visuals of that game are going to look like. And because even on current gen they look outstanding, and hopefully whatever happens for Final Fantasy is going to look good for Kingdom Hearts in the future, which is all I care about from Square Enix really. A game called Deep Down from Capcom. I can't really remember too much about it. It looked a bit like a knight and dragon. I don't know if it was a tech demo actually. So it may be a tech demo. It might have been a game. I can't remember, to be honest. But again, I wasn't disappointed by what I saw. The visuals on everything I saw, it was just outstanding. It really blew me away how much the graphics are going to change from this current gen to next gen. Watch Dogs. Now I could do a full-blown video on Watch Dogs for a 15-minute video, but I'm going to try and keep this down because I'm so pumped for Watch Dogs. I think it's going to be my game of the year, I really do, even though GTA 5 is coming out this year. The thing about Watch Dogs is it's got a bit of everything in there that I like. One, it's Ubisoft, and I know that their games don't disappoint me. Two, it's got a bit of Deus Ex about it, with the whole kind of futuristic hacking and everything like that, and hacking into electronic devices to use it for your own advantage and everything like that. It's got a bit of Assassin's Creed in there, where it's free roam and kind of open world and everything like that. And it's got a bit of GTA chucked in with the kind of city landscape and gun gameplay and cars and everything like that. So chuck all that together, and that's what Watch Dogs looks like, and it really, really is looking like a positive game, strong game. And I cannot wait to see more about that. It kind of got forgotten about because it was announced at E3 last year, and then we haven't heard anything about it since today. And as soon as they started talking about it, I was pumped and ready to kind of see more of it, and it is looking very, very good. Again, the graphics on that are just too much for me to handle. Next up was quite a good announcement actually, was that Diablo 3 is going to be coming to the PS4. And now, before that was announced, it was mainly like a PC game. There was no Diablo on PlayStation at all. So it's looking good that these developers and everything are supporting PS4 so heavily. They did actually show a big list of all the developers that are going to be supporting PS4, and literally everyone was on there, so that's going to be good. There's nothing to worry about with your favourite developers not doing anything for PS4 because they're all there. Big news as well that Destiny, the new game from Bungie, is coming out on PS4 and PS3, and it's going to be having some Sony PlayStation exclusive content. Now this is very interesting because for the past 10-ish years, Destiny have been an Xbox exclusive studio, and so this is showing the kind of leap forward that Sony are going in, and it really is looking tough for Microsoft. I'm not being a fanboy or anything like that, but I really can't see what Microsoft are going to do to outdo Sony in this. They're even dragging Microsoft's developers over to the Sony side, so who knows? I'll do another video about what I'm expecting from Nintendo and Microsoft after all these announcements and that. So check out that when I do that. Also, we had a small kind of game from Sony Japan called Knack. And this looks quite good. It looks like a new cartoonish action platformer along the lines of Little Big Planet, Ratchet and Clank and stuff, where you've got cartoony characters. And again, it looks like a nice little action platformer. Visuals were looking very nice on it. It looks very cartoonish, which is good. So yeah, I look forward to seeing more about that. Quantic Dream came out and showed a tech demo of what their visuals are going to be for the next gen. And boy, did that look amazing. They showed an image of an old man's head, and it looked perfect. I think the best example I can say, if you want to see something like that already, is the Christmas Carol film with Jim Carrey that was released a few years ago. The visuals look like that, And if you've seen that film, you'll know how good those visuals look like. It even look better than that, actually. So I cannot wait to be playing games with that sort of visuals in. Literally, the eye pupils were moving, little frowning movements in their eyebrows and everything like that. Literally, I cannot wait to see that. And I think the only thing I haven't mentioned about is the PlayStation Move. It isn't dead buried. It's not dead and buried. They're still thinking about PlayStation Move, and they announced it's kind of like a dream sculpting game. So you can sculpt these images with your PlayStation Move and kind of bring them to life in the room. It looked cool. Actually, it looked like a good, solid idea. But I don't think it's going to take off because it's going to get boring very quickly, in my opinion. It's a bit like Little Big Planet. When you see that, when that was announced and people saw that you could create your own levels and everything like that, everyone was super hyped and they loved the game. After a while, you got bored and you didn't have the patience to make such a good level on Little Big Planet, and everyone's kind of dropped off playing it now. And so that's what I see happening with this Dream game. So yeah, I'm really impressed with everything that Sony announced with the game front. Obviously, we're going to be getting more games announced at E3, and I am still praying for Jak 4. So let's hope Jak 4 sees the light of day in the coming years. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below on all these game announcements that Sony made, and again, look out for my other videos I'm going to be doing about the conference. So that's about it for this video. I'll see you in my next one, and thank you for watching.